So, good afternoon to all of you, and a very warm welcome in physics live class. So, today we are going to study about the uniform circular motion. So, let's have a look on this. What is uniform circular motion? We'll also study angular velocity and time periods and their correlation with linear velocity, and we'll also see how uniform circular motion is different from non-uniform circular motion. What else things are involved in the non-uniform circular motion, and we'll see the formula we can derive from there. Okay, so these things we are going to do today. So keep remember that we have one more class after the 3. Okay, so at 3:05 we'll be once again connecting the same ID and password. So starting uniform circular motion. So we can write here, if an object moves in circular path with constant speed means equal change in position in equal interval of time. If an object moves in a circular path with constant speed, okay, that is an equal change in position in equal interval of time, then object is said to be in uniform circular motion. Okay, or you can just take one example what you can take. You know about the minute hand in a watch? जो आपकी घड़ी होती है बच्चे, उसमें जो मिनट की सुई होती है या सेकंड की सुई जो होती है या फिर आर की जो सुई होती है, तो वो क्या करते हैं, एक कांस्टेंट स्पीड से चलते हैं ना, isn't it? If they are moving with constant speed, it means they are performing the circular motion, uniform circular motion. Means uniform means what? They are not going to change their speed. So that will be known as your uniform circular motion. So coming to the example, what else we can write in case of the examples. Okay, so we'll write example like this. Example, minute hand motion of circular motion of minute hand in watch. ओके जो दीवार घड़ी में बच्चे जो आपकी कह सकते हैं कि वॉच होती है, उसकी जो मिनट हैंड होती है या फिर आप सेकेंड हैंड की बात कर सकते हैं, मीन्स वॉट एवर इट इज, सो उनका जो मोशन होता है बच्चे वो हमेशा कैसा होता है, वो मोशन हमेशा आपका यूनिफॉर्म सर्कुलर मोशन होता है. इज इट क्लियर? सो इसमें अब थोड़ा सा और टर्म बात कर लेते हैं बच्चे. और टर्म में का मतलब ये हो गया कि जैसे वी कैन सी हियर द डिफरेंट टर्म्स लाइक टाइम पीरियड क्या होता है बच्चे, है ना, और एंगुलर वेलोसिटी क्या होता है, और लीनियर वेलोसिटी से इनका कैसे कोरिलेशन होता है. ये सारी चीजें अगर हम लोग देख ले बच्चे, तो ये सारी चीजें क्या होती है इसको जरा देखा जाए. और फिर हम लोग एक चीज और भी देखेंगे बच्चे, विच वन इज इजियर, पुलिंग और पुशिंग. अगर हम लोग बात करें बच्चे कि कौन सी चीज आसान होती है, पुल करना किसी चीज को पुश करना, ओके, उसको भी जरा देखेंगे, है ना, तो उसको भी कैसे ये इफेक्ट डालता है इसको भी जरा समझा जाए. जस्ट अ मिनट. ओके, so there are some terms related with your uniform circular motion. One is your angular displacement. Let's see what is basically the angular displacement is. So what is that? So when, or you can say the angle swept by radius vector during circular motion is known as angular displacement. You can see the examples here. Suppose any object is there, okay, it was here and it was here at time t1. After certain time it reaches here, that is at time t2 it reaches here. Whatever angle made by this radius vector, this theta will be your angular displacement. This will be your this theta will be your angular displacement, and unit of this will be your radian. And you should know the relation between this radian and degree. You know well about 2 pi radian is equal to 360 degree. Okay, whenever you are set to find out means this much radian is given, you have to find out the degree, then you can find out from using this formula. Is it clear? Yeah, I hope it is clear to all of you. Okay, now coming to the one more important term, that is your angular velocity. Let's see what is angular velocity. So one thing you can see from here, if it is angular displacement, that is from point A to point B. So in this case, this is basically arc. This is AB is your arc. AB, if you are writing arc, so you have to put sign like this. This AB is your arc. Let's say this is delta S. And this is your theta. And you should know one basic formula, that is theta is equal to arc upon radius. If it is radius r, then this theta can be written as, then theta is equal to delta S upon r. This is the case. Okay, this is your theta relation between your, you can say, the angular displacement and the linear, you can say the arc. Okay, and the unit of angular displacement is always a radian. Now coming to the another term, that is your angular velocity. What is basically angular velocity? Let's see it. Angular velocity. So angular velocity is equal to the rate of change of angular displacement. The rate of change of displacement is known as angular velocity, and this angular velocity is represented by the omega. This is represented by omega, and this omega is written as, always it is written as delta theta upon delta t. This is your angular velocity, bache. Okay, this is your angular velocity, and the unit of omega is equal to radian per second, and dimension of omega, this dimension of omega is always your, you can say, the t to the power minus 1. Okay, t to the power minus 1, or you can write like this, m to the power 0, l to the power 0, and t to the power minus 1. Okay, otherwise this is okay. Okay, this is basically angular velocity. Okay, this is your angular velocity. Now one more term is there that we need to understand, that is your time period. What is basically the time period? Time period. So the time taken by particle time taken by particle to complete one revolution along along the circular means along the circular path along the circular path. This is your, you can say this will be your time period, and this is represented by t. Okay, so sometimes this is written like this. Suppose this particle is any particle is moving in circular path and it have a linear velocity. This is your linear velocity and this is your radius. You know, while completing one circle, it will travel distance 2 pi r. So linear velocity will be your linear displacement, linear distance. This distance will be your 2 pi r, and whatever time will be taken by it will be t. So the time period will be your 2 pi r upon v. This will be your time period. This will be your time period. Okay. So one more term is there, that is your frequency. Let's see what is frequency. So frequency of an object in a circular motion is defined as a number of revolutions per unit time, or number of revolutions made in 1 second. The number of revolution made in 1 second. एक सेकंड में कितना चक्कर अगर कोई ऑब्जेक्ट लगा लेता है ड्यूरिंग सर्कुलर मोशन, तो वो क्या कहलाएगा बच्चे? दैट विल बी सेड एज अ फ्रीक्वेंसी. फ्रीक्वेंसी को बच्चे हम लोग न्यू लिखते हैं, दिस इज 1/t. और इसकी यूनिट की बात करते हैं बच्चे, तो यूनिट इज नथिंग, इट्स अ टाइम इनवर्स हो जाता है बच्चे, सेकेंड इनवर्स, या इसी को बोल देते हैं क्या बच्चे? हर्ट्स बोल देते हैं. दिस इज नोन एज योर हर्ट्स. So this is basically relation, and one more relation we can draw from here. If we know this one, this nu is 1/t. T we can write 2 pi r upon v, so we will be here. So this is your frequency. This is your frequency. Okay, so coming to the one important term, that is a relation between this, we are coming to the term. This is a relation between omega, frequency, and time period. The relation between omega, frequency, and time period. Okay, so how we can find out the relation? Let's see it. Okay, we know during circular motion in one complete revolution in one complete revolution, what we can write here? In one complete revolution, angular displacement, so this will be your angular displacement will be your 2 pi, and time period is capital T. So what we can write from here? Angular velocity will be your, you can see from here, angular displacement upon time, this omega is equal to angular displacement is 2 pi and the t will be time period, and you know well, and we know frequency is equal to 1 by t. So this omega is equal to 2 pi nu. This is basically relation between omega. So the another aspect of this, Ajay, please mute yourself. So coming to the another, that is the relation between linear velocity and angular velocity. Relation between this was the topic which was left of chapter 4th. So I thought I have to complete. Wherever you will be writing this, you have to just mention this is a part of chapter 4. Okay. So relation between linear velocity and angular velocity. So what is the relation between these two? Let's see it. So consider a particle is moving in circular path of radius r as shown in figure. We can draw the figure here कि अगर कोई सर्कुलर पाथ में घूम रहा है तो कैसे घूमेगा. ये सर्कुलर पाथ हमने बना दिया बच्चे. तो फ्रॉम हियर वी कैन मार्क एज अ सेंटर, और हम ये मान लेते हैं बच्चे ये पॉइंट ये ए था एंड ये ए से बी चला आता है और ये जो डिस्प्लेसमेंट हो जाता है लेट्स से डेल्टा थीटा. ओके, डेल्टा थीटा, और ए से बी आया बच्चे तो ये जो आर्क हो गया, दिस आर्क इज नथिंग विच डेल्टा एस लेट्स से. ओके, सो वी कैन राइट suppose particle moves from A to B, okay, and angular displacement is delta theta. This is your angular displacement. So what else we can write here? Delta theta, this theta is equal to arc is your delta s upon radius. Okay, now what we can do, we can differentiate this equation with respect to time on both sides. Differentiating equation 1 with respect to time. So when we'll differentiate it, it is delta theta upon this will be delta t, and 1 by r will be constant, and this will be your delta s upon delta t. You know well bache, delta theta by delta t is angular velocity. We know this omega is equal to delta theta upon delta t, and linear velocity is delta s upon delta t. We can put here, putting these value in equation 2, so we'll get here omega is equal to 1 by r, and this will be your linear velocity, and this v will be equal to r omega. V is your linear velocity, and in vector form what you can write, v vector is equal to omega vector cross r vector. So this is the case. This is the case where we can write where v is your linear velocity and omega is your angular velocity, and r is your radius. So this is the case. Okay, so this is basically the relation between linear velocity and angular velocity. Okay, so now coming to the another aspect of it. So coming to the angular acceleration, what is basically the angular acceleration? Here we have find out the relation between linear velocity and angular velocity. Now we are just going to find the angular acceleration. First we'll see what is basically angular acceleration and how we can find out the angular acceleration. Let's see it. Angular acceleration in UCM. UCM is your uniform circular motion. Okay, UCM, you can write here the full form of it, uniform. अब बच्चे एक चीज दिमाग में आ रहा होगा जरूर कि इफ इट इज यूनिफॉर्म सर्कुलर मोशन तो एक्सेलरेशन कहाँ से आ जाएगा. तो बच्चे फॉर योर काइंड इंफॉर्मेशन मैं आपको बता देना चाहता हूं कि जब कोई सर्कुलर मोशन होता है, अगर कांस्टेंट स्पीड से होता है, तो एट ईच एंड एवरी स्टैंड डायरेक्शन चेंजेस. At each and every instant there will be the change in direction. Due to the change in direction, velocity is going to change. अगर velocity change हो रहा है बच्चे, तो it means what? There will be the angular acceleration. Okay, so angular acceleration uniform circular motion में इसीलिए आता है बच्चे क्योंकि at each and every instant there will be change in direction. So let's see, first we'll define what is basically the angular acceleration. The rate of change of angular velocity. Angular velocity is known as angular acceleration, is known as your angular acceleration. Okay, so we can write one more thing, that is because the direction changes at every instant, hence velocity changes. So if they are talking about the rate of change of angular velocity, so how we can write this? Alpha can be written as this. Alpha is vector quantity. This can be written as d omega upon dt. This can be written as d omega upon dt. How we can just find out the relation of this? We can put, we know what we know here. V is equal to r omega, or omega is equal to V by r. This is first equation, this is second equation. So from first and second, so we can write here the alpha is equal to, we can put value here, d of dt of what? V by r. So r is constant, 1 by r will be outside, and dv by dt is your acceleration, linear acceleration. Is this linear acceleration is your a, and this is your nothing, it's a dv by dt. So we can put here the value alpha is equal to this a by r. So from here we got relation, this a is equal to r alpha, or in a vector term we can write or a vector is equal to alpha vector cross r vector. and here you should mention this is your linear acceleration. Linear acceleration, r is your radius, and this is your angular acceleration. And if you have asked what will be the unit of this angular acceleration, you can write from here. So we know well about the omega. Omega is your radian per second, and the unit of alpha. Unit of alpha will be your radian per second square. So this is the case. And if you are talking about the dimensional formula, dimension of omega, this can be written as t to the power minus 2. So this is the case. This is the case. Okay. So I think it is clear to all of you. Okay. So let's discuss about what is basically the Gaussian and non-Gaussian motion. Okay. So let's see it. First is your Gaussian and another is your non-Gaussian. Let's see it first. So drawing circle here. Okay. So you can see in both cases, in Gaussian, there will be only one acceleration, that is your centripetal acceleration, that will be acting towards the center, and there will be constant velocity. This is velocity. The velocity in Gaussian you can write velocity. Linear velocity is constant, means the magnitude of linear velocity. Okay, you can write like this: magnitude of linear velocity is constant, and only centripetal acceleration acts towards the center. While in case of the non-Gaussian, magnitude of linear velocity changes. So it always changes. ये constant नहीं रहती बच्चे, ये हमेशा क्या होती है, चेंज होती रहती है. मैग्नीट्यूड की मैं बात कर रहा हूं, यहाँ पे मैग्नीट्यूड सेम होता था, मतलब डायरेक्शन चेंज होता था, वेलोसिटी चेंज होती थी, बट मैग्नीट्यूड रिमेन कांस्टेंट. यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है बच्चे, यहाँ पे मैग्नीट्यूड भी चेंज हो रहा है. इसका मतलब इट मीन्स there will be tangential and centripetal acceleration, both centripetal acceleration both. So how these will be acting? Now the AC will be, the centripetal will be acting towards the center. It will be always acting towards the center. But AT means there will be one more acceleration that will be along the velocity. This will be known as a tangential acceleration, and the resultant will be like this. And this is the resultant of these two, and this is the AC square plus AT square. So you can see from here, dear students, so in this case the magnitude of velocity, speed या बढ़ रही होगी बच्चे या घट रही होगी. तो इसका मतलब ये हो गया कि ये क्या हो गया कि जब कोई भी चीज क्या करे, एक्सेलरेट करे, मतलब वेलोसिटी लगातार बढ़ती रहे, यहाँ पे वेलोसिटी, जो मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ वेलोसिटी चेंज ना हो, तो इसका मतलब ये यूसीएम कहलाएगा, और ये पार्ट आपका क्या कहलाएगा, नॉन यूसीएम कहलाएगा. तो नॉन यूसीएम से यूसीएम बनाना होगा तो टेंजेंशियल एक्सेलरेशन को जीरो करना पड़ेगा. तो यहाँ टेंजेंशियल एक्सेलरेशन जीरो होता है. या लेकिन अगर सर्कुलर मोशन हो रहा है तो फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट कंडीशन इज दैट देयर मस्ट बी द फोर्स दैट शुड बी एक्टिंग टुवर्ड्स द सेंटर, दैट इज योर सेंट्रीपिटल फोर्स, एंड सेंट्रीपिटल फोर्स के लिए देयर मस्ट बी अ सेंट्रीपिटल एक्सेलरेशन. तो अभी बच्चे हम लोग क्या करेंगे, इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास we'll be discussing about the centripetal acceleration and its formula. और उसके डायरेक्शन के बारे में हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे, उसके डेरिवेशन के बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे. ओके, सो नेक्स्ट विल बी डिस्कसिंग अबाउट द सेंट्रीपिटल एक्सेलरेशन. तो अभी के लिए इतना. विल बी कंटिन्यूइंग at 3:05. Okay, so we are just closing it right now and we'll be connecting at 3:05, then we'll discuss further. Okay, that's it for right now. Thank you.